It's the NBA2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. Pass to Cheeks. Back to Iverson. 5 to shoot. Drained for 2 points.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And here's Dumars. Pass to Hill. No good. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Iverson with the ball. To the inside. Irving. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
And Detroit has possession. 4-point game. Now Dumars. It's back to Hill. Pass to Dumars. Lanier. Chipped away. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Shot clock at 2, and it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Thomas inside. Here comes Iverson. Pass to Cheeks. Back to Iverson. Clock at 6. Rebound by Grant Hill. Hill left side. And that is good.
Good possession there, resulting in an easy one down low.
Pistons on defense. Trailing by 2. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. It's stolen by Hill. And he hits it to tie the game up.
That finish brings me back to the old days, the silky smooth finger roll.
Iverson outside. Poked loose. It's stolen by Hill. And even 3-on-3 break. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Outside Thomas. It's back to Hill. Just 5 on the clock. Lanier. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Now the 76ers with it. Here's Cheeks. Pass to Cunningham. He's against Hill. Cunningham inside. Cunningham gets the bucket. And in the first quarter with a little over 3.5 minutes played. Now here's Thomas. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. It's back to Hill. Shot clock at 6. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And he gets it to go.
I like the way they're working the ball inside because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots and typically good things happen.
Here's Cheeks. Pass to Irving. Here's Chamberlain. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. That free throw good from Chamberlain. And here is Thomas. Pass to Hill. Right side Hill. Shot clock at 5. And that one's good. He's got 6.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense is giving. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Here's Cheeks. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Chamberlain. Soft touch off the glass. And Detroit has possession. It's a 3-point game. There's the screen. Right side Thomas. Pass to Dumars. Outside Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Fires top of the key. Lanier throws it down with the quick putback jam. Here's Irving. Here's Cheeks. Here's Cheeks. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's his first trip to the line. That free throw good from Cheeks. And the Pistons making a change here. He hits both from the stripe. And Detroit has possession. They trail by 3. Outside for Thomas. They set the screen. Pass to Dumars. Griffin with it. Left side, Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Thomas. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Here's Thomas. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Pass to Dumars. Now Griffin. Chamberlain on him. From the low block. It's hauled in by Cheeks.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Iverson with the ball. Now here's Iverson. Great positioning on the putback. He has 6.
They've got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
Thomas with the ball. Pass to Wallace. Outside Hill. They set the pick. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Now here's Iverson. Great open look there.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Grant Hill on the wing. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
The 76ers making a switch here. Iguodala outside. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over him.
Now Billups. It's back to Hill. Outside Billups. Here's Stackhouse. And a miss there on the triple. Now here's Iguodala. Iguodala left side. Here is Hawkins. He trains it as the shot clock ticks down. Billups with the ball. They trail by 11. Here's Stackhouse. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good. Here's Iguodala. Pass to Cheeks. Iguodala outside. Drills it from outside. 5 points in the game.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
Outside, Billups. Ball's not loose. Inside, Embiid. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around. Here's Billups. Grant Hill on the wing. Back to Billups. Here's Stackhouse. Three-pointer. Good.
And he's a great three-point shooter, too, especially when he lets it go from one of those corners. He doesn't miss many of those.
Here's Cheeks. Pass to Hawkins. Lays it up and banks it in. And here is Billups. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. It's back to Hill. Back to Billups. There's the triple. Up again. Here's Cheeks. Pass to Hawkins. Here's McGinnis. The Busher on him. Shot from 12. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Hill with it. Griffin with it. From outside the arc. It's hauled in by McGinnis. Now Iguodala. He's got 5. That is good. He has 7.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Backing down is DeBusschere. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Billups. A pass to DeBusschere. Outside Hill. 6 to shoot. The shot from the low post is good.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Hawkins. Oh, he knocks it! The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a comfortable margin here for the 76ers guys. Pass to Hamilton. Here's Simmons. And he banks in the layup.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. It's a 16-point game. Pass to Rodman. Richard Hamilton on the wing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Now here's Iguodala. There's the pick. Here's Simmons. In the dunk to finish it off. A beauty. Now here is Hamilton. Bing. 5 on the clock. Iguodala outside. Off the screen. Here's Simmons. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. And here's DeBusschere. Pass to Rodman. Back to DeBuscher. Bing. 6 on the shot clock. Releases from 15. Good. He hits the jump shot. Now the 76ers with it. There's the pick. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And the 76ers making a change here. This Pistons squad struggling. Bing. Misses off the left iron.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
Here's Simmons. Pass to Collins. Clock at 6. Shoots. There's the lob to the hoop. Throws down the alley-oop slam. Bing. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Rodman with the ball. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Bing. Drains the three-pointer.
The defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
Here's Collins. There's a screen. To the paint. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run. Lanier. Good.
Man, how about the dexterity for this big guy? I mean, he is really smooth around the basket.
And here comes Iverson. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Up high to stuff the alley-oop. Bing. Pass to Wallace. Just 5 to shoot from 13. And there's another one for the Pistons.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Here's Simmons. Now here's Iverson. Pass to Rodman. And here's Hamilton. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Hamilton. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game. That's good from Hamilton. And the 76ers making a change here. Hamilton hits both of them. Here's Irving. He's got 6. Pass to Collins. Back to Irving. Iverson. Cunningham. Cunningham's shot is off.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Now, here's Dumars. Outside Irving. Pass to Collins. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And it's Detroit's ball. Trailing by 17. Ball is up on top. The kick out to Dumars. Outside Thomas. Right side Thomas. It's stolen by Rodman. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Here's Irving. He's got 6 and stolen by Wallace. Now Dumars. Pass to Thomas. And stolen by Iverson. Here's Collins. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And here is Iverson. Now Irving. Shot clock at 5 to end the drought. Hamilton pulls it in.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Now here is Dumars. Pass to Wallace. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Here's Philadelphia. Here's Collins. Cunningham inside. Jumper off the screen. And he gets it to go. Here comes Isaiah Thomas. It's Rip Hamilton on the wing. It's Cunningham with the rebound.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
Here's Collins. Pass to Iverson. Here's the screen. Puts it up from 7. Here's Chamberlain, and he gets the bucket. He has 7.
And another thing you see him do a lot and do very well is draw and dish. He brings defenders to him in the low post and then kicks the ball out to the wide open teammate if he's double teamed.
Pass to Dumars. Back to Thomas. And stolen by Iverson. Iverson left side. Now here is Irving. Here's Iverson. Shot clock at 6. Cunningham inside. Again, Philadelphia. Here's Thomas. Pass to Hamilton. Now Dumars. And Dumars gets it to go. Now here's Iverson. A change here. And Irving backs in. Outside Thomas. Charity stripe shot. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Here's Iverson. Pass to Cheeks. Here is Cunningham. Off the pick. Offensive rebound. Chamberlain. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. 9 points in the game so far.
They've owned the offensive glass here in the second.
And here is Hill. 10 points for him. And it's good. Iverson with the ball. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Hill. And he bangs it home with one hand. Here's Iverson. Cheeks. Back to Iverson. Pass to Irving. Clock at 4. That's good. He's got 8.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Here's Dumars. Thomas with the ball. Outside Thomas. Back to Dumars. Outside for Thomas. From the arc. And another three for Detroit.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
So it's Philadelphia now. 22 is their biggest lead. Here's Cheeks. Pass to Cunningham. Wallace is there. The turnaround Jay. Cunningham gets the bucket. He's got 8. Here's Thomas. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. 70. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. And you know, Grant Hill has been really making it happen, guys. Outside for Thomas. 6 to shoot. It's back to Hill. No luck. Here is Cunningham. Cheeks. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Now Thomas. Outside Hill. Fades away. That's good. 16 points for him.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Pass to Dumars. Now here is Hill. Outside Irving. Cheeks. Back to Irving. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Now here's Thomas. And that one's good. He has 6.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Knocks it loose. Pass to Cheeks. Tries to keep it alive. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Six on the shot clock. Iverson outside.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
There's a good screen. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Irving. Back to Iverson. Here's Cheeks. Second shot opportunity. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
A nice start to the second half. Just 1 miss in their first 5 attempts.
Here's Thomas. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And Hill backs him in. Outside Thomas. It's back to Hill. Pass to Dumars. Dives for it. Like it's 6. Lanier. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Here's Cheeks. He has 6. The kick out to Irving. Into Wilt Chamberlain. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Dumars. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Pass to Cheeks. Here is Cunningham. Again, Philadelphia.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, you'd like to see that every time down the floor.
Here's Thomas. Outside Hill. Back to Thomas. They set the pick. The finger roll finish at the bucket. He's got 7. Here's Irving. He's got 12. Back to Chamberlain. Pass to Irving. Here's Cheeks. Back to Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Again, Philadelphia. Detroit with the ball. Now, here's Thomas. 7 points in the game. Ball is up on top. Back to Thomas. Pass to Hill. From 18 feet away, they get the rebound, and the layup falls. He's got 6.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Back to Irving. Pass to Iverson. Here's Cheeks. Back to Iverson. Fades and shoots. Hill inside. Thomas with the ball. Pass to Dumars. Back to Thomas. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. He's got 9. And the 76ers call time here. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. And here are the 76ers now. 16-point lead. Pass to Iguodala. Here is Hawkins. Here's Simmons. 8 points for him. Shot clock at 3. Top of the key. Iguodala outside. Detroit with the ball. Now here's Phillips. Now DeBusschere. Now here's Phillips. 3-pointer. Good. 8 points for him.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Iguodala outside. Pass to Hawkins. Here's McGinnis. Puts up the baby hook. That one off the back iron and out.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively. Limit his easy chances inside.
Beyond the arc. And another 3 for Detroit.
D there, guys, is pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And here is Iguodala. 7 points in the game. Here's Simmons. Backs him down. Pass to Hawkins. And he gets it to go. 11 points in the game.
You know, something else I think about when I see this guy is he's a real headache to have to defend one-on-one. I mean, he's got all of the game that makes it tough for his defender.
DeBusschere. DeBusschere inside. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Here's Simmons. 8 points for him. They set the pick. Back to Iguodala. Here's Simmons. Embiid. The shot no good. Here's the break. Here's Stackhouse. He's got 8. Bing. Here's Stackhouse. Manila. And a little luck that time, but it drops. 8 points for him. And so here is Philadelphia. 22 is their biggest lead. Here's Simmons. Pass to Hawkins. 6 to shoot. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Phillips with the ball. DeBusschere with it. Great D on that shot, and it's off the mark. Now Iguodala. Here's Simmons. 8 points for him. McGinnis off the screen. Again, Philadelphia. Now here's Phillips. Here's Stackhouse. And another 3 for Detroit. And here is Iguodala. He's got 7. Simmons. It's deflected. Stolen by DeBusschere. Here's Stackhouse. He's got 11. And he trims the lead to single digits. He's got 13.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
Back to Iguodala. Iguodala left side. Here's Simmons. Shot clock at 6. Iguodala with it. It's rebounded by DeBusschere. They set the pick. Here's Stackhouse. 13 points in the game. Pass to Iguodala. Here's Simmons. Hawkins. Shot is good off the back rim and in. He's got 15.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Back to DeBusschere. McGinnis covering. White block shot. DeBusschere can't get the basket. Here's McGinnis. Here's Simmons. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. He went from no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
Down low. Here's Stackhouse. And the layup's good off the glass.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Hawkins. Shot is off. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 76ers. And after... Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And here are the 76ers now. 9-point game. Here's Simmons. There's the screen. Gives him the lead pass. Here's Stackhouse. Outside Phillips. Shoots the 3. And another 3 for Detroit. Here's Simmons. Off the pick. And that one is stuffed right through. And here is Phillips. Richard Hamilton on the wing. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Griffin. There's the block. Here's Simmons. Here's the screen. Kicks it out to Iguodala. Clock at 6. Bangs home the trifecta.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Pass to Griffin. And it's blocked. Here's Simmons. Here's Collins. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Detroit with the ball. They trail by 14. Back to Billups. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. 4 on the clock. And the 76ers making a change here. Shot to stop the run. That's good.
You know, they didn't leave him alone out there, but you got to rubber band his hands. You got to crowd him and smother him on the perimeter. Otherwise, he'll make you pay.
Here's Simmons. And stolen by Hamilton. Sinks that one from the post.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Outside Irving. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Now Billups. Six to shoot. Lanier. Again, the Pistons good for 2. The 76ers leading. Pass to Iverson. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Iverson right side. And he gets it to go.
What a big-time mismatch it's been in the post. Where's the defensive adjustment? They're getting housed down there.
Now here is Hamilton. Here's Wallace. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Here's Iverson. Pass to Irving. Left side Irving. Now here is Hamilton. Outside Billups. Another 3 for Detroit. And here is Iverson. Here's Simmons. There's the pick. The kick out to Irving. 6 on the shot clock. But they recover it. Pass to Cunningham. No good. Billups with the ball. From about 19 feet. Good as the jump shot falls.
This quarter has brought out the best in him, fellas. Even though they're still trailing, he's been impossible to contain.
Here is Cunningham. And Irving backs in. Pass to Cunningham. Off with the layup. The Pistons trailing. Billups with the ball. Now here is Hamilton. Outside Billups. Here's Stackhouse. Lanier. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand. Now Irving. Simmons. Shoots from the elbow. The putback. Slams it home for the putback. And the Pistons with possession. Here's Billups. Hamilton. Drops in the layup for 2. And so here is Philadelphia. 22 is their biggest lead. Here's Simmons, who's guarded by Billups. And stolen by Billups. An even 3-on-3 break. Now Hamilton. Here's Stackhouse. Now here's Iverson. Simmons. Pass to Irving. Outside Irving. And the Pistons with possession here. 6-point game. Now here is Hamilton. It's Cunningham with the rebound. Here's Philadelphia. There's the pick. He locks it up. Billups with the ball. Pass to Hamilton. Lock at 6. Back to Billups. From deep three-point range, it's Cunningham with the rebound.
You know, they built their lead here by doing all the little things well.
Backing down. The kick out to Irving. Stolen. Pushing it up. Here's Stackhouse. Wallace inside. Back to Wallace. Pass to Hamilton. And here is Wallace. Puts it up from 7. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. No good on that one. The 76ers making a switch here. He hits the second from the line. And here is Iverson. They set the screen. Pass to Cunningham. Back to Iverson. 6 to shoot. Here is Cunningham. Tries to save it. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. Tries a 3 off the inbound.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Outside Thomas. Pass to Hill. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Here's Cheeks. There's a good screen. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Dumars with it. Hill with it. Outside Hill. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 20 points for him. The 76ers lead. Here's Cheeks. Off the screen. Blocked. And here we go. Outside Hill. That's good. Now Iverson. Pass to Cheeks. Here is Cunningham. Fires from the lane. Here is Cunningham. Off the left rim and out.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Thomas down low. Wallace. Good. Here's Cheeks. Iverson outside. Pass to Cheeks. Stolen by Thomas. Dumars with it. Outside Hill. Back to Dumars. Outside Hill. Here's the floater. It's good! Timeout called the 76ers. To Cunningham. Here's Cheeks. Iverson outside. Here is Cunningham. Cunningham inside.
You know, down there in the low post is where you really want to create a lot of your offense.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Thomas inside. It's good! And the 76ers call time here. Three from the inbound. And so it's the perfect. Grant Hill. Back up.